So you have to be very bold. And how do you become bold? By just doing it. Just do it. Get up and do it. Yeah, people are going to laugh at you, so it's their laugh. It's not your laugh. And that they laugh at you doesn't make them better than you. Do you understand? As a human being, you tend to be embarrassed every once in a while, but brush it off and move on. It's normal. It's absolutely normal, but you just have to be bold. Boldness is a step forward. There's a saying that says everything you wanted is on the other side of fear. Everything you desire is on the other side of fear. So you see, boldness is like the opposite of fear. And fear is like smoke. When you approach it, it gives way. You just have to be bold in whatever steps. Now, you can be bold, you can be ignorant. Like I said, ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. But now that you are bold, what is the next step? You need to read. You need to be curious. I don't know any other method. What put me where I am today on this journey that I am traveling is the fact that I am a voracious reader. I grew up reading. God bless the soul of my mom. She was a librarian by training and a historian. So I grew up reading. But it was from that habit I realized that no knowledge is a waste. There's what is called residual knowledge. There are things you know, they are resident somewhere in your brain, but you have absolutely no idea that you know until the time you need to use it pops up and it will come to the fore. You think many things passing through you, you read something. Look, watch the news. Be curious for information. 5 minutes of CNN, you have no idea what you have learned until the need to apply it comes. You see what you like. Pick up the newspaper. I used to read the newspaper till tomorrow from the back page. Why? I like sports. After sports, I moved to arts and entertainment. Then after that, I just flip through the rest, read the headlines. So I get a grip of pretty much everything. A little here, a little there, because not everything will interest you naturally, but basically you need to be informed. In this society today, even before the internet age, if you are not informed, there's a problem. Even the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. So knowledge is power. When God said, let there be light, the interpretation of that light as at then was knowledge. So that's why the earth could separate from the seas could separate from the skies and all that. Do you get what I'm saying? You need to empower yourself. Anything you see, just pick it up, flip through it. You want to be a fashion designer, go and study people who have done fashion designing. You want to be a pilot, go online. You guys are even lucky now. In our time, you had to go to the library, book for the book, and wait for that book, sometimes for weeks, for months before you get it. Now you have the world in your palm. You can Google anything and get the information. It's just because of the professional nature of certain things. Trust me, you can study medicine online. You can learn how to fly a plane, a warplane online. There are simulations you can practice there online. So you see, nobody has an excuse to be ignorant anymore, especially in an area you want to pursue. It's totally up to you. Equip yourself with knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is so powerful that you can smell danger. Your subconscious, your spirit man will tell you when to move. If you are in tune with your spirit. Unfortunately, I can't go deep into that, but basically, knowledge is power. You need it in your journey to success. All right? Nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes you. I'm not going to flog it anymore. The lady who spoke at the time, because D1 has spoken about it, and Tony has spoken about it. Nobody owes you. What makes you think anybody owes you? Do you have any idea how many children were born and dumped that are growing up in orphanage homes? What are their excuses? Then you know your parents, you know your siblings, you have friends. In Africa, we have relatives. Go to the Western world, there are people who only child, father only child, grandfather only child. If all of them die, that's the end of that lineage. You need to understand nobody owes you. That you went to school or that you didn't go to school and they did not do for me, they did not do for me. Who are you? We all have a personal relationship with God. So anything you get, all well and good, is fine. But don't ever feel entitled. Right now, this generation, we feel entitled. It's not, look, Dio said it, the hand that gives is the one that is on top, right? You are a force. The fact that you can get up, the fact that you can walk, the fact that you can even breathe, it shows that you are meant to just move and do. Hold your nose. Try and block it, your nose, your mouth, for 1 minute. You won't die, but the discomfort, then you will have an idea of what God has done for you. Go to the hospital, go to the accident ward, you will freak out. You will see people on the corridors. You will see people who their relatives are not there showing up for them and all. Nobody owes you. I don't know how much I can drum that in, but you need to have it at the back of your mind that anything that is done for you, oh well and good, is a privilege. If they don't do for you, no problem. But you cannot waste your time begrudging somebody that they didn't do for me, they didn't do for me. You are begrudging the person, and the person is living his life going, and you are there begrudging the person. There are countless stories of people who had nothing, who had nobody, but they started and they did it just because they kept walking, just because they did it, okay? And then it's nothing personal. In your journey, you will come across so many things. Isaac, for example, me and him, we fight a lot, but we know that it's nothing personal. He's here, you can ask him. We argue. Our arguments are very fierce. In 2015, we argued to the point where we stood eyeball to eyeball. What were we arguing? Jonathan or Buhari? I was pro-Jonathan, he was pro-Buhari. And I'm like, are you crazy? Buhari, don't you read? Did you check the history of Buhari? He was once a military dictator. He toppled the democracy and all. All what I was saying, he was just telling me, Jonathan, that they are stealing, thief. No, Buhari would, you see. But eventually, we didn't take it personal. The next day, we sat down together, eating, laughing, and all. Now, that's a mild example. What I'm trying to let you know is that people will say things, don't take it personal. Somebody says, oh, you're looking good, and you smile. Don't even take that personal. Because what that means is if the person says you're a goat, you'll be angry. The question is, are you a goat? So why are you angry? Do you realize that when people abuse you, it is because of a lack of joy in them? What they have is what they are giving. What do they have? Venom. What do they have to give? Venom. So you should actually feel sorry for people who can't control themselves to the point where they have to abuse you. It's nothing personal. Absolutely. That's not to say things will not get under your skin. It's natural. You are a human being. You are an emotional being. But check yourself. Check yourself, because it is that person's problem. You are mad. You are crazy. You are an idiot. You are a goat. Feel sorry. That person is overheating. Look, those words don't really define you unless you take it to heart. Do you understand what I'm saying? They are giving what they have. So that's it. You can't give what you don't have, and don't take it personal.